This podcast is brought to you by Harry's. Please visit harrys.com and use promo code BALDMOVE, all caps, to get $5 off your first order. Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
I'm Aaron.
And today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 6, entitled Always Accountable. I'm not thrilled with this episode, I gotta say.
Who is accountable for The Walking Dead? Who is accountable for the atrocities being committed here?
Scott Gimple is ultimately accountable, yes?
I don't know. Is he the puppet? The puppet? And the Kirkman the puppet master?
Maybe.
They need to be brought before the black gates and justice done upon them. Because this is, I felt like we've been pretty measured in taking the Morgan, even in context of the larger Glenn debacle, and then, taking the speechifying of last episode in stride. This is an outrage. Telling a story about Daryl meeting a bunch of doofuses we don't know and don't care about. And
yeah, I get it. You got to introduce characters, right? It's not very interesting.
Here are the things that happened in this episode. Mm-hmm. Daryl lost his crossbow. Abraham proclaimed his love
and
for
his motorcycle.
Sasha. And his motor. Well, it's really Aaron's motorcycle. So the law of conservation of motorcycles has been preserved. But I felt like it was a waste of my time. And I was being very charitable with it on Sunday, thinking we were making a bunch of jokes and I was drinking and maybe I didn't pay attention to everything. Everything that I thought was impenetrable is still as impenetrable as it was. Ludicrous coincidences that they try to use for thematic depth, what this show has none. This is a low point for me. I haven't felt this distraught about a season since probably season 3 finale.
Yeah, and I'm reading articles, interviews with cast members and stuff where they're like, oh yeah, Gimple's got this all mapped out so far ahead. He's playing the game one move ahead of everybody. And I'm like, is that a good or bad thing? I get that you want to have some idea of where you're going, but if you're so focused on where you're going that you can't see where you're what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And why you're doing the things you're doing to get there, I just don't know if it's good.
Well, I think
because I feel like some of these thematic things are there, and maybe they hit, maybe they don't, but they're not in service of anything else other than we need something thematic here. Let's drop it in.
What I think is funny is this is the week that they lost r/The Walking Dead. The front page is just full of, is anyone else bothered by these long-winded monologues? Does anyone else think the dialogue feels forced? Why doesn't anyone have just normal conversations? The stuff that we've been the canary in the mine shaft for, it's finally boiled over to where even the hardcore fandom that usually there's at least guaranteed one thread on a Monday morning of what's up with the haters? Why are people being haters? It seems like everyone's like, this is not what we want out of The Walking Dead.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. If you ask me what I want out of The Walking Dead, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that it involves a lot of action.
Yeah.
And it doesn't involve characters that I don't give a shit about. I feel like they've
that's the thing.
You can't say
that about this episode. I care about Abraham and Daryl on principle.
Yeah, but these new characters, I feel in the past that they've introduced new characters in better ways.
Sure,
the prison arc.
You show up at a prison that's full of prisoners. That's interesting,
and it makes sense. And it's it doesn't feel forced in the way that a lot of this stuff does.
But this was a double, triple, quadruple cross.
And I see what they're doing, right? Okay, I know some spoilers that I'm not going to talk about right now. Yeah. But they're servicing what's going to come by introducing these characters here. And it's
I get it.
So obvious what they're doing, but at the same time, it doesn't feel right in the context of the story that's going on right now. Tell me that story and continue that story. Don't try and play this chess game that's not working out for you.
No, they're trying to be too clever and coming across as really dumb. I mean, that's the Glenn fiasco in a nutshell too.
Yeah, this whole season, right? And last season to a degree we were complaining about the time jumps and Slaptown and
the
things they were doing with Terminus. But it all felt.
But it's like it's weird that 2 episodes in we were so high on this season.
Yeah,
and now we're to this point, and it's just really frustrating.
Well, the first 2 episodes were just this linear barrage of action,
non-linear and black and white.
Yeah, okay. But
just tripping up with my literalism.
Yeah, it was way more straightforward than this, like, let's jump around and let's make characters seem like they might be dead, even if maybe they're not dead, and trying to get too tricksy with it.
It's November 17th, Jim. Did you know that?
I did, yes, because I pre-ordered a PS4 and I've been waiting for this day.
Oh, is it here?
It's supposed to be here by 8 p.m., yeah.
Oh, shit. I was going to say, let's stop this and go play some PlayStation. But there's 38 days, not shopping days, just 38 days until Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you know what's awesome about Amazon?
I could shop in my underwear.
And all those days are shopping days. You don't have to worry about weekends and holidays and stuff like that. You can just, I mean, you're still probably screwed if you're trying to order Christmas presents on December 24th. So it's not quite 30, maybe 36 days.
Unless you live in one of those places where they do the 1 hour delivery.
Yeah,
like New York City.
Real
or something.
Dick move. You do that on Christmas morning, by the way.
Yeah, and it's snowing, and
when they get the drone technology, is one thing, but it's people with presumably families. But that you're getting out into the cold and snow. But Christmas.
They need to partner with Uber and just have it like stuff the packages.
Yeah,
into the
Uber drivers
cars.
have no souls. We can just use them to deliver our Christmas cheer.
And they're moving around the city anyway.
We're losing the plot here.
You're right.
Amazon.baldmove.com. You punch that in your URL, and it takes to Amazon. But the awesome thing is now you are supporting Bald Move. Far from a lump of coal, we've got bowls full of jelly and noses like cherry.
Bowls full of jelly?
Because you're sending us Amazon good cheer. Yeah, and
is it jelly beans or is it just jelly?
I'm just free associating Christmas shit, man.
Okay,
you're cramping my Christmas style. Mm-hmm. So anyway, use Amazon.baldmove.com for all of your Christmas shopping needs. It's you get free 2-day shipping if you're a Prime member. Great shipping rates otherwise. Great sales prices. Excellent availability. And also, again, it's a no gotcha. You use the Amazon.baldmove.com and we just get free stuff sent our way. We get free money and support. Like a third of our operating revenue comes from people using Amazon. The Amazon.baldmove.com link, and it costs you nothing. It's not like it adds $1 to your checkout or anything like that. We're just literally siphon pennies out of Bezos's wallet. So use Amazon.baldmove.com for your shopping and make everybody happy.
And you can get a PS4 with Darth Vader's face on it.
That too. All right. Well, shall we get into the recap?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham have made it their 20. They're about ready to turn off to, I guess, make the long road back to Alexandria. And suddenly they're ambushed. And there's kind of an exciting, I was actually fairly pleased. Like, wow, a car chase that didn't involve low speeds and Daryl knocking out some headlights in The Walking Dead. That's kind of exciting. Like, it's like suddenly I got Bourne Identity in the middle of my Walking Dead, and Daryl wrecks his bike, and Abraham and Sasha reverse ambush the people and regulate.
He's getting a little tricksy on his bike too.
He was.
That's later on.
The thing about Daryl is that when I watch these scenes, he is playing. Norman Reedus is playing Daryl like, yes, I'm afraid and I'm being shot, but this is pretty fucking awesome. I'm on a motorcycle dodging bullets and I'm driving through zombies, and this is kind of badass. If I'm gonna die, I'd rather die this way.
Yeah, I think Norman Reedus just likes riding motorcycles.
Yeah, but he's got this really dopey grin on his face. Well, did you hear that AMC greenlit a project where he's going to have like a motorcycle reality show?
Yeah, I heard about this.
I'm all in on.
Sounds cool.
So anyway, that's what happens. And Abraham's pleased and he's got a smile. And for this, third or fourth time in 5 weeks, Sasha turns to Abraham and's like, "What is your deal, dude? Mm-hmm. Why do you got this hard on for death and destruction?" And he's like, "Because we won." And
I find it to ring a little false coming from a woman who just weeks ago was doing the exact same thing, and she's completely unable to understand Abraham here.
Well, I think that like
why he's doing the things he's doing.
Like, she went very self-destructive. He's going into fully actualized happy joy kill machine,
but also in a self-destructive way, right?
Yeah,
he's reckless. He's not staying accountable for his decisions.
Yeah, I thought Yeah, and it was weird when they finally had the conversation in the middle of the episode, how matter-of-fact her admissions of being crazy kind of were. We'll get to that.
Okay.
And he wants to go finish off the people in the Honda, and she's like, look, there could be more. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right, so let's get out of here. Daryl then plays hide-and-seek in the woods. He's kind of skulking around his motorcycle, hiding out from these people.
Trixie.
Drives through some burnt-out areas of woods, decides he's had enough, collapses right next to another motorcyclist. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand.
The theme, Aaron. The theme.
But what? They were both at one time on motorcycles?
Yeah, this is Daryl.
The Daryl should wear a helmet? Because that's the one fucking thing that survived on this zombie, its head, because it was encased in a...
Your head won't melt as long as
well-made, Snell-approved, DOT-approved helmet. I don't
know what the theme is either, but it's clear that they're trying to make some thematic connection between
Nicotero's like, you know
Daryl
what's
and
cool? Zombies encased in melted shit. And from when he made that realization, he's like, what all can we encase zombies in?
From every...
greenhouses, motorcycle helmets. This guy was driving a truck full of Ziploc bags. Let's have that get in the mix. Fuck this shit.
You're gonna melt down aluminum cans next time, encase them in that.
So Daryl gets up and pushes his bike through this wasteland, and he tries to raise his people on the CB. He's wounded in his left arm,
which doesn't affect him, and I have no idea why they even bothered.
Yeah, there's other than a throwaway line that this one guy's going to make about him being hurt and afraid. It really has no bearing on the episode. He decides to hide his bike, camouflage style, and kind of proceed on foot.
It's because he's neither. He's neither hurt nor afraid. He's not that hurt. He got a little tiny scrape.
Yeah.
And then it's Daryl. He's not that afraid.
So he finds a girl and her pixie friend skulking in the woods, and they're all defiantly saying, we earned what we took, and then he gets headbutted with a branch or a rifle or something. Yeah. He fades in and out. He comes to, he's tied up. And the guy orders him to get up, and Daryl assumes, for some reason, there's some kind of mistaken identity. He doesn't immediately leap to the fact that, these are just people here to kill him and loot him. Mm-hmm. But he says, this guy threatens him, says you got to shut up at all times, but then explains we're reasonable people, we have a code. He gives him a drink of water, and he explains that they're there to pick up Patty. And then he also explains for no real reason why the forest looks like it was. Apparently that right after zombie apocalypse, they had a fuel truck, a fuel delivery vehicle. He opened up the valve, drove as far as he could into the woods, lit it on fire to take care of the local zombie population. Mm-hmm. And I guess it served admirably.
Yeah. I mean, 20 miles down the road, there are thousands of walkers, but...
And he's also muttering about... the fact that they were made to kill, didn't he say that? For a roof over our heads and 3 meals a day, and accuses Daryl of being one of those guys.
Well, he hasn't killed anyone.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe that's why he left. He felt like he was going to be forced into an army, and he decided to. But the thing is,
quite catch that.
A lot of this stuff was pretty impenetrable and bewildering. So yeah, but they arrive at the Patrick Fuel Company, which has been overrun, and he's like, "Oh no." Patty, which we're going to eventually appreciate, is a fuel truck.
Can I say I kind of like that?
Yeah,
I thought that was cool and clever, and all of the dialogue they're saying makes sense in the context of a truck or a person.
But is this the exact same gag they just used in Fear the Walking Dead?
With what?
With the black real estate Batman having a boat named for what?
Oh yeah. Wasn't. I forget the name.
Was it Patricia? It might even have been Patricia.
It was something similar.
That's what bugged me. It's like they did the same gag on a lesser version of its own self just 6 weeks ago. So I wasn't as impressed.
Also, speaking of rehashing bullshit.
Okay.
I was watching Into the Badlands, and they used this same Lead Me Home song that they used in season 3, I think, of The Walking Dead in the prison.
Really? Yeah.
And I was like, God, why AMC's recycling their songs now?
They already paid for the broadcast rights.
I know. That's so ridiculous.
Price saves a good $10,000-$15,000.
Great. Wonderful.
They can get another wire in the wire foo scene. But yeah, so the pixie-ish of the two, the pixier-ish of the two girls, I realize they're both kind of pixie-ish. She collapses, and there's a medical emergency of some reason. Daryl, which I thought, Daryl's a heads up guy. He immediately seizes this opportunity to just get up, grab his shit, and run.
Yeah, do it, Daryl.
He fairly chews through his ropes. He tries to raise Abraham and Sasha. These are all smart plays. Then there's this lone zombie slowly advancing on him. He realizes he doesn't have his knife. He just has his crossbow. Instead of just taking off, he struggles comically getting this crossbow out of the bag.
It's bad.
In much the same way a man would a woman would struggle opening a ketchup bottle on an infomercial before they sell you a 1999 ketchup bottle opener.
Packing all their shoes under a bed or something.
Yeah, until they sell the vacuum compressor that turns your shoes into dark matter and you just put it into a different dimensional pocket.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean, he's the most badass character on the show.
And he's struggling with a knapsack.
With a fucking... Yeah, it's so dumb.
And I think the only reason they did it is so he could be like, what the fuck else is in this bag? And it's insulin. It's insulin. The girl needs insulin. She's going to die if she doesn't have the insulin.
That's what I'm talking about. They're going for the end goal, not thinking about the present. Why is the most badass character on this show fumbling with a knapsack while we swell the music dramatically, making him look like more of a dumbass for not just walking away from this thing?
I'm serious. This is why. Because not having insulin is a medical emergency. If Daryl had just fucked off and checked this another hour, he wouldn't be able to
find them. Yeah.
Come back, give him the insulin so this girl doesn't die.
Sure.
Which,
although they could have glossed over that like they did with Abraham and Sasha.
If that's your problem, then go back to the drawing board and come up with a different solution. Also,
come up with a solution. Also, there is no solution
what's up
here.
with the fucking insulin, man? Did we get more medical commentary on? Am I right that this is about the worst thing you can have?
We got too much of it. I had to cut 90% of it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other medications you could have, like nitroglycerin, that aren't as. I mean, maybe an inhaler.
But are immediately apparent that she needs
it. She can't breathe, but I don't know.
Insulin is a good shortcut, but that's all it is a shortcut. It's not actually an explanation for anything.
Huh. All right. So yeah, by the way, it's going to be one of these podcasts. Abraham deduces that the ambush was set up from someone else because there wasn't enough people to make this kind of like a Terminus style, trap, a spider web. And he wants to, I think, abandon Daryl, go back straight away to Alexandria, which I don't think is a terrible idea. But Sasha opines that the best way to find a tracker is to stay put. Then she steps in a mud puddle, which I swear to God is just a mistake. It's a staging mistake, and they just were like, well, fuck it. We got it on. Let's just keep rolling.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing to have happen right there.
It really is. I don't know what they were going for, because Abraham takes note of it and then gives the puddle a wide berth. Was it just funny?
No idea. If they thought it was funny, they missed their mark. It wasn't funny.
I don't know. It smacks of Ed Wood. In reality, Sasha would struggle with that puddle every day. So it's fine. Print it. Abraham thinks that Daryl's left him because his evidence is he's already done it once in less dire circumstances, and Sasha's rejoinder is, but he came back. Mm-hmm. Very good arguments all around. He also wants to kill every fucking walker he sees. This is a theme throughout the entire episode, and I feel like, well, we'll get there. And she decides, Sasha talks him out of it, scrawls in big words the big letters, the word Dixon rather, and they hole up an auto insurance office. Anything to say? No.
I'm thinking about this Moss Walker from earlier.
Okay.
How cool it was, but we didn't mention that.
Well, it's because it was beside the point.
But it's still
a Moss
cool.
Walker, and it wasn't as cool as a sewer walker.
No,
and it wasn't killed in any kind of spectacular fashion.
Did you know that there was a Cherokee rose on its back when it fell over?
I saw that gif. Yes.
Why does that matter?
On a show that's good, we would talk about how clever and how satisfying that is. That little prop detail, they added it in. But on this show, nope. I'm rolling on to the insurance agent. One of them, which happens to be a military man with a family, that obviously is making Abraham think of his own family situation, his own past, and whether he still has honor and chivalry and all this other shit inside him still. There's a pretty funny zombie jump scare where one of the insurance agent zombies is in this, like, like the waiting room vestibule thing, and he pops out at Abraham and bounces off the glass, and I thought that was pretty funny. And she says, "You need to stand watch or sleep." And he wants to do a bit of looting, so he lets Sasha take the floor. And I don't know. He just keeps on saying, like, it's bothering him that zombie's there. He wants to release him for his plane of existence, which I'm all for. Like, I don't think you should leave a zombie that close to you.
Yeah.
If you're going to be sleeping in the next room.
Especially if they make your ass itch.
Yeah. You can't sleep with an itchy ass.
I'm with him, though. That would make my ass itch, too.
Yeah.
Like, not because I need to kill, but because this thing might get out. Somehow.
That's how you get tapeworms, by the way. Itchy ass, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that a symptom or is that a cause?
I don't know. Some kind of worm gives you an itchy ass. So when you sleep, you scratch your ass. And then when you scratch your nose later on in the night, all asleep, it transfers the eggs back to and it's just a circle of life. It's the Lion King living inside you all the time. So if you have an itchy ass, you should go to the doctor and get checked for worms.
Okay.
Bald move rule number 4.
Official, yep.
So where was I at? He talks about this as being their new home, which I don't know if he's trying to start a fight with Sasha. Like, she's like wanting to stay until their comrade comes back. And he's like, fuck it, let's start a new life here. But I don't know. You gotta bring something here because I'm running out of steam.
I mean, I don't know. They're talking about this, and I'm like, why does any of this matter? Like, am I actually going to believe that they're going to stay here in this place, or they're obviously going back to Alexandria at some point?
He even says so later on that he's been thinking about having a place with air conditioning and lights, and how that has a man start thinking about long-term things, which is the first time he's done it since he beat dudes to death with tomato soup cans.
Sure.
But
so
yeah.
here's the one nuance that I like in this episode. This idea, they've kind of touched on it before, but I guess they've never made it quite as apparent. This idea of being always accountable, and it's the theme for this episode, especially with Abraham. It's all fine not to really be accountable for your own decisions when A, you don't have a group that's with you, and B, things look really fucking bleak.
Yeah.
And then, as Sasha says, once you get behind walls where you've got people depending on you, you've got kind of a normalcy going on, you've got choices, most importantly, then you can, again, become accountable for your decisions, right? Like, if you get killed or if you fuck up in a way that happens because you were reckless and just didn't care about your own life or the lives of others, that can cost the entire group their safety.
Yeah.
And I feel like that accountability is something, it's obvious. Abraham, this episode, realizes, oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to be accountable for my decisions again. Sasha's right. I felt like that was approached in a decent way. But the rest of, like, the surrounding stuff in this episode was not interesting to me.
I guess I didn't understand her speech because I felt it was couched in a lot of military terms that seemed that like she's talking about calling the ball, which I guess could be like a baseball or volleyball metaphor, but in my experience in militarily, it's used for like aircraft landings on aircraft carriers. And then she talks about jumping out of plane, which I think is talking about him being an Army Ranger at one point. And maybe she has some of this because Bob, her brother, was also in the Army. But or maybe she's just throwing all this at it to see if anything sticks because she knows who she's talking to. But I don't know. I thought it was a very weird speech that was hard to follow. And I wasn't sure what the point was. And it's also
Tyrese was her brother, right? Not Bob.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
She was in love with Bob. She's wearing Bob's military jacket. I was going to say,
things are getting a little creepy.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So that makes maybe she's just cobbing together some stuff that she thinks will make sense to Abraham.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't catch that turn of phrase.
Next scene, Daryl wants some shit in exchange for the insulin, just on general principle.
I like it.
Did you? Because I thought it was bizarre.
I feel like a guy like Daryl might have that attitude.
Like this was somehow just to give us this wooden totem, which will be significant later.
Like, I can't just be a nice guy. I'm Daryl fucking Dixon.
And also,
I got to take something.
You had me prisoner. Like, I don't know. So I don't know. He says, take this. Here's your insulin. Good luck. You're going to need it because you're a bunch of dumbasses. And then a Captain Planet villain shows up. It's a giant logging truck that's driving over trees, and I half expected to be a businessman, a green pig in a business suit that belches noxious fumes, and they're going to have to take the 4 elements and heart to beat him back and summon Tom Cruise in blue tights. Something's going to happen here.
And then Don Cheadle just turn them all into trees.
And there's like, hey, we're here to pick you up. Let's end this. And our team of idiots are screaming back, it's ours. We earned it. I assume they're talking about the insulin they stole. And he goes, you're going to pay for the stuff you stole, the gas that we took to come out and get you, and all these men's time. It's the rules. The rules are batshit. We're done kneeling, and now we're mixing a little bit of Game of Thrones in with The Walking Dead. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
Daryl then sees that they're being ambushed. It's an ambush-heavy episode. There's so many ambushes and counter-ambushes, and he helps them run away. There's another scene where Daryl leads one of the opposition force into a zombie ambush of his own.
Man, this is terrible.
Yeah, the zombie's like pinned up against a rock, and the guy walks around the rock, and the zombie manages to grab him and bites him, just so we can see that this other group
knows about the arm cutting thing,
and is ruthless enough to treat it just like you're like, hey, you whip it off, man, before it's too late.
Now walk it off, get up, and let's go.
I guess that shows them that they're kind of tough guys.
I don't know. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be seeing about these guys, other than the 3 who are on the run think they're bad people. Whether or not they are, I don't know, because these also seem to be fairly bad people.
Yeah,
taking Daryl hostage, leaving him without weapons.
But they feel like they're trying it on for size. Like they're trying being desperados on for size.
Yeah, maybe so.
Or maybe they're also just lying and they've killed a bunch of people.
Well, at the same time, they're trying to help this girl get away.
Yeah.
And get away with insulin, and they're clearly dragging her behind them, right? Like,
yeah. So anyway, Abraham's standing watch, and I think this is dawn of the next day. I think.
Okay.
They don't really explain this, and I also have a problem with, if you're standing watch, presumably Sasha's still asleep. There is no scene that establishes that he's handing off, situational awareness responsibilities to her. In the spirit of always being accountable, he just takes a stroll. Like, what if the zombie happens to break through the glass and Sasha's sleeping?
So I assume, and you're right, there's nothing to say this, but I assume, his line about I'll on through the night, I'm going to take the former on through the night and take guard, and then the sun's coming up, or potentially setting, but then the next scene you see it's bright.
No, I think it was definitely dawn.
It's definitely coming up. I assumed that he woke Sasha up and said, hey, I'm going out.
You assume that, but I feel like I needed that with the theme of accountability. I needed that a scene of him like arousing her so he can go and...
Yeah, I guess you could say that, especially because
scout.
He is not yet accountable, right? He's still on his crazy missions.
I guess, but
he doesn't become accountable until he screams in this walker's face and smokes a cigar.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So, Abraham wanders out and he finds a Humvee that has a shit ton of RPG rounds, which I'm thinking, cool. This is going to be pretty cool later on down the life of the series that we've got.
Yes, hell yes.
Rocket propelled grenades, and he sees a launcher on a zombie that's somehow hanging by a fence. I love The Walking Dead setting up these scenarios where I defy you to come up with a way for that zombie to be in that predicament.
And the strange thing is, you got to imagine that they're on the set saying, okay, here's how this would happen, guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, he would parachute in, he would end up stuck on top of this fence, it would collapse and fall over. I don't know. I can't picture a scenario.
Remember, like, the 2 seasons ago, they were hiking in the woods and there was, like, a downed power line that had killed like 3 zombies or 3 people, and they were linemen, and like, what
we were
the
like,
fuck?
did zombies chase them up that pole?
How would that happen?
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, Abraham, he goes and climbs out on this fence, which is precarious, and he plays a game of slap hand with a zombie for a good 30 seconds. Instead of taking the knife that he's got, poking it in the head, and just taking the launcher, he does a bunch of grab hands and slap with them. He screams in its face, and then he backs off and smokes a cigar as if, well, I resisted temptation. Get that fucking launcher.
Yeah.
Get that fucking launcher. That's a good thing to have, man. You just poke him in the skull and take the launcher without... And this is what cures him of his fever? What the fuck?
Does he go out there and realize how insane this is? Because it's kind of insane, right? Crawling out on this fucking fence thing toward a walker.
But it's like the wrong fucking lesson to learn.
Yeah, the lesson to learn is kill it and take the launcher.
Mitigate your risk. You know, take some time. Maybe get Sasha to help you.
There you go.
Because she's there. That's another thing. It's like if they had a conversation, he's like, I'm going to go scrounge. And she's like, I'm going to lay on my ass and do nothing. Anyway. So, yeah.
But that's the moment, right? He realizes what I'm doing is kind of insane.
When I relax and have a cigar, shit works out for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. So if you have a real life crisis, if you have a zombie you're metaphorically playing slap hands with and screaming its face, just pour yourself a beer, relax, watch some stuff on Netflix,
and then get the launcher.
It'll probably all just take care of itself. You'll get the launcher handed to you for free.
Yep.
Abraham comes back and says, I want to make some plays in Alexandria, Sasha. I want to see you in a family way with me by your side.
Get to know you a whole lot better.
I want to get you knowing in that biblical sense I hear tell about.
Yep.
And he's like, I like the way you call bullshit, which tells you right away he's a Bald Move fan.
I like it.
And she's clearly intrigued. Like, I buy their chemistry and whatnot, but she says, you have some stuff to take care of. Speaking of Rosita, I think.
Yeah.
But also just his situation.
So I think this feels to me like the best version of Abraham.
Yeah.
Like, he's a gung-ho, take charge kind of guy. And when he's got a smile on his face and he's having a little fun, that's the best kind of Abraham for me. And when he's also clear-headed, you know, now that he's come out of his just crazy funk. I feel like this might be the best version of Abraham that we've seen in a long time.
So we're back with Daryl's group, and somehow they find a greenhouse in the middle of this forest fire, ravaged. We talked about this on the Instant Take, but I felt like their visual communication of this is a forest fire blighted land sucked. Like,
okay,
it's like they just, I think, spray painted everything black and assumed it was going to read, but there's way too much underbrush and other shit.
Yeah, we got some email about that.
Oh, good, great.
From an expert, I would say.
Good. Well, then, yeah. That's what I'm living for.
We did skip over the best line in a while. Other than makes that it makes his ass itch. There was also this line, butt steak stupidity. Butt steak stupidity. Did I hear it right? That sounded like what he said.
Butt steak stupidity.
Yeah.
I know that's something we were laughing about, but I don't know.
Like off the charts idiocy, butt steak stupidity.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'll be donkey slapped when I heard that, Jim.
Yeah.
We're talking about Daryl's group and the greenhouse, and there's a mess about this is them, implying that maybe they were looking for these people. They were someone they used to babysit, the two girls are talking about. Or did they mean that they were babysat by these people?
Yeah, and that they left shortly after this whole thing went down. They thought, like, they went north or something.
But then they burnt them. But I got the impression that they were talking about events that happened early on in the zombie apocalypse. This is the first time they've decided to revisit this area.
I guess so, yeah.
And they find these two bodies that they're talking about, and they're encased in what I assumed was plastic roofing material. In this greenhouse.
It's apparently melted glass.
Melted glass that comes off in big sheets. And she gets bit by the glass zombies because she's just too stupid to live. And
yeah, she's the idiot survivor of the week, for sure.
Yeah, and that's it. Next, we've got...
idiot survivors of the week have a bad habit of dying during the week.
Idiot almost survivor of the week.
Yeah.
So... they're digging graves in the next episode, and next scene, and Daryl breaks out the 3 questions, and they killed too many zombies to count, no people, and why? Because if they did, there'd be no going back. And Daryl says, "I know."
It's interesting to me to see Daryl use what is now considered an antiquated procedure for vetting new people. Because they haven't used it in forever, right? Rick has dropped this fucking thing.
Well, Rick hasn't. I mean,
the last people he met up with. He did not ask any questions to, right?
I thought he did. There was some way of that. They asked that of Aaron when they captured him. I mean, yeah, they haven't used it since Alexandria, but then again, they haven't really been in charge of Alexandria.
I suppose so.
So I didn't take it as antiquated. It's been a while since we've seen it.
Okay, maybe so.
And Daryl says, "Look, I know a place. I don't know why I'm wanting to take you guys back because you seem kind of worthless, but I know a place where people still like what they were, or at least near enough. We killed folk.
Yeah,
like folk didn't need killing." And I blew up a tank once, and it was kind of badass. But the tank needed to be blown up too.
Hell yeah!
It was asking for it with its rampage. And then I guess Daryl's pushing his bike because they don't want to make sound, or because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to.
Same reason he was before. Yeah.
He doesn't want to lord over the fact that he's got transportation and these guys are hoofing it. But at some point they decide to jack Daryl's bike and crossbow.
Yeah.
And they seem to be apologetic for it, but not really. And he's like, "You're going to be sorry because eventually I'm going to catch up to you, and it's going to be bad news because I got your carving, kid. You're going to wish you had this carving later on."
Yep. And now he's got Patty.
Yeah, Daryl then he finds a fuel door that's covered, and he looks up and he follows this trail of devastation into the forest, and he finds a tree that's been completely consumed by kudzu. And it's Patty. It's a fuel truck with a license plate that's Patty. There's a zombie inside that he dispatches. Abraham finds some dress blues.
Yeah, what happened here?
Huh?
What happened in this scenario, do you think? So the truck is covered with underbrush, which, whatever.
Well, and this all happened, like, when they said they're going back for Patty, I'm presuming they haven't seen Patty in 2 years. Like, I really don't know the timeline of this group. Because
I'm not sure about
they've
that,
been
but
in this area and this were people that they were inclined to check on, like this timeline and these people's situation makes no sense to me. And maybe it'll make sense later on, but I don't have that much line of credit with this show.
Sure.
Like, I'm not inclined to be patient and like, oh yeah, I'm sure this will turn out to be interesting and valuable later. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. My money is on won't. So yeah, I have no clue. Because
like the driver's dead in the front seat,
and for a long time, and this thing has grown up. Like, this didn't happen in a couple of months. This amount of brush that's grown over this truck.
So you think it was growth? You don't think it was hidden?
Oh no, I took it as growth. But I guess they showed us that someone can hide something with branches cut over.
I mean, Daryl does that in this episode, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to play out the scenario in my head or find a scenario that made sense, and I couldn't really do it. But whatever. I'm sure in an interview somewhere, if you dig deep enough on the internet, you can find exactly what happened.
Abraham finds some dress blues, and hey, look, they fit like a glove. And then Daryl drives up in his fuel truck, and then they're on the way back to Alexandria. They try to hail Rick. They don't get Rick back, but they do get a guy that comes back with help.
Yeah, who is this?
A popular theory on the internet is that it is Rick and or Glenn. I reject that. It sounds to me like Ron.
Okay.
It could also be the idiot that they found in this episode.
It definitely doesn't sound like Rick. I think it might sound like a very distressed Glenn. You know, as if his voice were coming out from under the dumpster. Also, there's an interview with Norman Reedus where he says, no, that's not in fact Glenn. But I don't trust anything that the people working on the show say to me. Me
either. That's a good philosophy. But no, I think it's either Ron or the guy they just abandoned. I heard a Gonzo theory. Someone said it's Nicholas, that the fake out of Nicholas was that he wasn't really dead. And I'm like, no,
that's even worse.
Maybe the bullet didn't kill him. But the zombies ripping his torso apart for sure gonna kill him.
Well, people are saying this is a hallucination, which is an even worse idea.
It's a dream,
yes.
Really?
Yeah. That's like, if I wasn't already pissed off enough, that would do it. I would just end the show right here and now.
Yeah, okay. So, that's the episode.
All right.
I think we covered it in record time.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm losing my patience with this show, and when there are shows like The Leftovers on,
it makes
especially
it worse.
On the same night at the same time, it's like I'm just rolling my eyes at this thing going, how much longer until I can watch the best show on television now?
Like,
get out of my face, Walking Dead. I'm done with you.
Yeah. And there's no There's no call for it. And that's the other thing we talked about off air. I think in the first 2 episodes are so good. It's like, ooh, what if they blown their budget? I'm going to have a whole bunch of like stripped down bottle episodes too. And then this isn't a bottle episode, I know.
No, not quite,
but it doesn't use any of their big sets. The Alexandria set, it doesn't use hardly any of the actors. It's 2 camera crews and you got this banged out. It's certainly a much cheaper episode than what they were trying to tell, with the big CGI sequences and the intercuts with a bunch of characters and stuff like that. So
yeah, we don't see this pack of walkers, this herd that is presumably following them as they get ambushed. Like, I don't know how far ahead they are.
Yeah,
but
they didn't tell us a good story of how far they got, because you could be forgiven for thinking that they're just up the road.
Yeah.
And then, like, what happens to this half a walker pack that you got following you?
Is that going to roll in while you're fucking around in the woods?
I don't know. But yeah, that's the episode. Yeah.
Before we get to feedback, we've got a sponsor to talk about. And it's one that we've talked about before and one that I've been using now for over a year, and I've really enjoyed. It's Harry's. If you go to harrys.com and you use the promo code BaldMove in all caps, you can get $5 off your first order. What harrys.com is, if you're unfamiliar with it, is shaving products. They've got a lot of really good quality and effectively priced. It makes it very easy for you to afford to shave, unlike, you go to the store and you look at the price of razors and you're like, oh my God.
It's one arm and one leg that they will take off with their razor.
Yeah.
Right there at the store.
Yeah, they want to cut you. But Harry's doesn't want to cut you.
But Jim, no one is shaving in November.
Yeah, yes, that's what I thought too. Harry's is co-opting Movember for themselves. They've partnered up with the Movember Foundation to do some charity work. They're going to be donating a bunch of money to the Movember Foundation, and during this entire month.
Movember Foundation is one of the ones that have come up around this No Shave November concept to spread awareness for men's health issues like prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health issues, obesity, etc.
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of I don't know. They're definitely focused on men's products. I don't know that they have any like women's razors or anything there on the site. So this feels like a natural fit in a surprising way that you wouldn't think, oh, yeah, No Shave November. Sure. Very strange. But, yeah, I think it works, and it's a good thing to do. And if you're going to be donating to charity during the holiday season, it's not a bad way to do it. You get razors.
And if your No Shave is confined to the stash, that leaves it's like a surface of the earth kind of thing. There's still 3/4 of your face covered in fur.
Yeah.
That needs to be eliminated.
And even if you got a beard, you don't want a neck beard. You got to shave that down. So
I got the full beard. I still got to shave the cheek and neck area.
Yeah. So you can get some really good deals on there right now. They've got this starter kit that comes with a razor handle, 3 blades, and your choice of either shaving cream or the foaming shaving gel. Normally $15 if you use the code BaldMove all caps.
Yeah, very important. All caps. You got to scream it right into the text box. BaldMove.
Write it as big as you can. Font size 36. Who cares? You can save $5 on that, so you get it for $10, which is really just a great deal for the starter set like this. And then, like I said, if you've maybe bought this last year when we were doing our promotion and you want to re-up your blades, they sell blades for way cheaper than you can get them in the store, and they're good quality too. They got the multiple blade heads.
Sure,
good stuff. I've been really enjoying
German
them,
steel too. It's the best steel in the world.
Yeah, they got their own factory making the German steel, shipping it over. It's good stuff. So check them out, harrys.com, HARRYS. Use promo code BaldMove in all caps and get $5 off your first order.
Do we have feedback?
Yeah, we do have feedback. We have a lot of feedback.
If you want to send in feedback, you can do so at watchingdead@baldmove.com or on forums at forums.baldmove.com. Hit me with it. I want to hear about the insulin, especially.
All right, well, you're not going to get to that for a couple emails. But we start off with some stuff from last episode now. JK says, after seeing Now for a second time, I remembered it was Maggie who performed a C-section on an unanesthetized Lori in the boiler room of the prison. It was a horrible situation, and she became a basket case. I was thus surprised when Maggie announced her pregnancy. If I was Maggie, I would make 100% sure I never get pregnant in this world. That's a fair point, It's not... although maybe she's thinking, Walls of Alexandria, things are fine now.
Well, but still, I think that you're right. If they decided to keep the pregnancy secret, but it would have been cool to see some of those scenes of her and Glenn talking about that. Like, being a pregnant woman, like we said last episode, like being a pregnant woman is a burden.
Yeah.
A necessary one if you want humanity to thrive, but while you're happening, you're uncomfortable, you've got a high risk of dying, much higher than you did without a life form trying to claw its way outside of you. Mm-hmm. You can be threatened, you can't fight, and you're not as fit. It lasts for 9 fucking months. Mm-hmm. It's not a good deal.
For sure. Dan says, when Daryl asks that guy how many people you killed, and he replies, none, otherwise the world is truly twisted.